Most people waste 12 months chasing goals they barely hit. It's a system to flip that. Today, I'm walking you through the 12-week year in just 5 minutes. So if you're ambitious but stuck, if you keep setting goals that fade by week 3, this is going to change the way you work. We're going to cover 3 things: the big idea, the core components, and how to actually use it. Let's go. Hello, I'm Dan Mintz, a 12-week year productivity leader. I'm also a Wharton MBA, MIT data scientist, and 3 times entrepreneur. I helped dozens 5x their productivity and transform their lives. Okay, here's the mental shift. Forget annual goals. Toss away the 12-month plan. In the 12-week year, a year is just 12 weeks. That's not a metaphor. It's the actual structure. You set goals, build plans, execute, and evaluate performance, all inside a 12-week cycle. So again, your year is now just 12 weeks. Now, why does that work? Simply because urgency works. When you only got 12 weeks in your year, you stop coasting. There's no room to push tasks later into the year. You move, and you move faster. The end of the year is always around the corner. Now, this is a powerful idea. Think about it. Every week counts now. Every day matters. The present is the best time to build your future. Okay, let's talk about the core components of the system. We're going to zoom out and examine the core components so you can get a high-level picture. Now, this system has 2 main phases, the planning phase and the execution phase. Now, the planning phase starts with your vision. Where do you see yourself in 2, 3, 5 years from now? Now, I'm not talking about some vague mission statement. I mean a real, bold, emotional vision. Now, here's an example from a client of mine named Ken. He wrote, "I want to double my agency's revenue in the next 24 months and be the emotional anchor of my family in the next 12. Now, notice that this vision is personal, it is powerful, but it's also achievable. So, okay, now we have the vision in place. What's next? Now you're going to take this vision you created and break it down into actionable goals, goals you can actually execute. Let's look again at Ken's first 12-week cycle goals. They looked like this. The first one was to add 6 new retainer clients. The second one was to improve conversion rate from 15% to 25%. And the third one was to generate 500 qualified leads. Now notice that each goal ties directly to the vision, and executing those goals brings the vision closer to reality. So remember this rule. If your short-term goals don't drive your long-term vision, you're just staying busy. Okay, so now let's start to talk about the execution phase, and I call it the execution engine. This is where the magic starts. Now, here's the thing. We don't just hope we hit our goals, okay? We're not going to sit and wait for the goals to happen. We need to engineer it. How are we going to do it? With a detailed execution plan. For me, execution is the heart of the system. I've seen firsthand with dozens of clients what really makes a difference, and it is effective execution. Now, for every goal, you are going to identify the critical weekly and daily actions, the one that actually move the needle. So let's go back to Ken for his 6 new retainer clients goal, and these were his weekly actions. So the first one was ask past clients for 2 referrals. The second one was to send 100 cold emails, personalized. And the third one was to follow up with every lead within the next 24 hours. And the last one was to review and track the pipeline. Now, these actions are due each and every week within the 12-week cycle. Now, not all actions necessarily have to be due every week. Some could be due in week 4, week 6, week 10. But in this case, all of them were due each and every week. Okay, so do you see what's happening here? These aren't just tasks. They're deliberate levers. Each one has a direct impact, pushing the goal forward, and with it, the entire vision. Now, this is what I call the execution engine. You see, you start in the planning phase, right? You craft the bold vision, you break it into clear goals, then break those goals into specific actions. That becomes your 12-week execution plan. Then comes the execution phase. You follow that plan, which drives the goals, which pulls your vision closer to reality. So same path, just in reverse. So we plan forward, but we execute backward. Now, I've seen this execution engine 5x people's productivity and completely change the way they work and live. Now, two final pieces most people miss. So the first is performance measurement. So every week, you're going to track your execution. Did you complete 8 out of your 10 critical actions? Well, that's a measurement of 80% of your execution, performance management of 80%. Now, 80% is kind of a magic number because not 100, not perfect, 80% consistent execution is where things compound. Think of it like aiming for a strong B plus every week instead of chasing this 100% score or an exhausting impossible A plus. But you can't hit 80% if you leave your actions to chance. So here comes the second piece. I call it time blocking. Okay, this is not a new phrase. Many people use this concept, which is time blocking. So each week, you're going to schedule time in advance for your most important actions. So you're not going to leave them floating. Lock them into your calendar like meetings with your future self. That's how you're going to protect the work that matters. It's like setting traps for your own success and walking right into them. Okay, let's wrap it up. Here's a system: bold vision, clear goals, specific weekly actions, measured execution, and lock time blocks. Then you repeat. Every 12 weeks, you're going to reflect, adjust, gain some insights, recommit to the next 12-week cycle. And this is how you're going to win with a 12-week year. Now, if you've got any questions, just drop them in the comments below. I'll be very happy to answer, and I will see you in the next one.